More!
Lunch break!
So what are we eating today?
Banh mi.
Wow. You know, a couple weeks ago, they had the crazy Powerball lotto where you could win like $1 billion.
It was 1.5.
1.5 billion. I guess that's a huge difference.
I wonder what those winners are doing now. It's
Yeah.
been 2 weeks.
3 winners.
Buying a ton of banh mi. No, they'd have too much left over.
Wait, so
This is like $2.
Can you even spend that in a lifetime?
it was. I
If you
mean,
try hard enough.
Oh, I could spend it.
it's 1.5 billion, so they divided by 3, so they each only got 500 million.
Well,
And then after tax, only about like 300 million. I feel really sorry for them. Like they probably got really excited, like, oh my god, we won 1.5 billion dollars, and then they find out, oh, it's only 300 million. Tough life.
I know, right?
I bet they literally did think that for a split second.
All right, the real question is, what would you guys do with that money if you guys won?
Well, see, the thing is, I bet before when they bought the ticket, they're like, oh my gosh, 1.5 billion. This is my list of what I would do. And then when they found out they only get 300, they're like, oh, there's so many things I can't buy anymore.
Wait, are you saying everyone has lists? Because it's not like they knew they were gonna win.
I think people going into buying lottos always have that hope,
I
right?
don't.
You don't? So why do you even spend that money if you think you're not
But
gonna
I also don't buy lotto tickets.
Well, right, but I'm just saying if you did, you still have hope, or else why would you spend that money?
I actually wouldn't make a list either, because then you have like the high anticipation, and if you don't get
Okay.
or win the lotto, then you get really sad.
So let's
Yeah,
make
like-
the list now.
On the hopes that we won't win anything
We're
ever.
not gonna buy the lotto tickets, but if we won,
Well, first off, I think that we should just get the charities out of the way. I feel like that's a very PC.
No, but see,
specified-
even that gets tricky though, because they're like, oh, you're only gonna give us $1 million after you won the lottery.
I don't think they would say that.
And then, you know, some child fund, okay? And then you do that, and then the medical fund will be like, well, what about us? And then homeless fund will be like, well, what about us? What do you do?
It doesn't matter what other people say as long as you give from your heart.
I would do parents first.
Yes. What
Wouldn't-
about your brother?
Yeah, brother, parents. I think they wouldn't ask for a lot, but it'd be nice to know that they have that safety net.
Family wouldn't even have to ask. Where would you draw the line on family?
There's no line for family.
No, but what if like some third cousin once removed in the middle of China comes by and be like, hey, cousin.
how you doing?
It's a case-by-case scenario. Immediate family first. I want to make sure they get what they want, so I'd
Okay.
consult with them.
I feel like just them not having to worry about retirement and money
Yeah.
will be enough for them. Like my parents have very modest needs. My dad would be like, oh, a new robe.
You say that now, but then once
Yeah,
you know
like,
that
what-
you have like
I'd be like,
$1
all
billion.
right. Oh, I think the most expensive thing my dad would want is like a new car.
I told my dad I was like, yeah, when I reach 30, I'm gonna buy you a new car.
Still waiting.
If I win, I would give him like 5 cars.
Okay.
I hope you offset that by contributing to the environmental research
They
for
would all
pollution.
be
For adding
Priuses and
Okay.
let's get him bicycles.
In that same category, kind of, friends. Would you give your friends any?
I would probably buy them like nice gifts. Yeah, just like thank you for putting up with me for this many years.
I mean, the friends that had a
Yeah.
positive effect on your life. Yeah.
Hi Wes.
Oh, no. She's a new addition. Let's go back. How many lunch breaks has she been on versus us?
That's interesting because I actually did join a pool for the Powerball lottery.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And I was wondering like, oh, so all these people, we had like a group of maybe like 10 or so people join in, but you didn't, right?
I didn't.
So I was thinking we would literally not give Phil anything if we won because he didn't join the pool. Is that what
That's
we're
what you
saying?
get.
Like, what are the rules here?
If you wanted to only give me $100, I'd be like,
You would feel slighted.
I would no, but I would be like, that was my gamble of
Exactly.
not participating, and I have participated in those pools before. It never happened. I'm like, this is dumb.
But this was the highest amount. It
That's
has,
true.
It
That's
had
true.
to be done.
At the same time, I also feel like if all my literally all of our friends were in that pool, I'm like, dude, all my friends are in that pool. I'm gonna still be their friends. I'll get some by osmosis. Like we'll go on trips together.
No, they're like, dude, he wasn't in the pool.
Like we're not even friends anymore. Someone had a good idea. They're like, before you tell people that you won, send out a text to like all your friends and be like, oh, I had a family emergency. Can you guys lend me $1,000? See who says okay without a doubt, and those people are your real friends.
You also
know that you
lied
You have
to
to
them.
test your real
I
friends.
know.
Would you lend me $1,000 if I had a family emergency?
I would.
Good.
yeah.
You get $100,000.
So remember that the next time you win the
Okay. You get-
100,000 is a good amount of money.
If I had 1.5 billion, you wouldn't be like, really, only 100,000?
I would be like, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It's a gesture.
Dude,
I would just rent out Hawaii, just an entire island of Hawaii or something, and then
Why don't you build Hawaii?
you could buy an island.
do they still have islands that you can buy?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
got tons.
totally.
Really? It's just unoccupied and just owned by the government? Oh.
And then
They
you
call
can-
them islands.
This is how you can spend this money actually pretty fast, because you can't just buy the island. You need to build
Maintain it.
a facility there.
Yep.
That's why I would rather rent.
Renting is never fiscally responsible.
It doesn't matter.
So
I
might
have
as well-
lots of money because I used to be a wedding planner. I would actually rent out Disney for a bunch of couples that wanted to get married at Disney,
And then they
I would
paid
just
you.
fund your wedding. Just
Oh.
do it. No, not would just fund it, and you guys could have your fairy tale wedding, and
Aw,
I would just be a VIP guest, just watching.
So that's like your charity.
It's one of my charities.
I would make my own foundation, and they would do research on all the things that are a concern, from medical to environment and all that. And that'd be my hub of contribution.
Would you have your own statue of yourself?
No.
Could you find a technology that's something that I've been screaming for?
Which
that I don't
is?
I call it the one-stop shower shop, where
God.
you just come home and it's just a machine and you get
It's a
in
world
there and it
issue.
washes you and it cleans you and it dries you.
Yeah, it's called a shower. You don't want to touch yourself?
No, I just don't want to have to
Want a
clean
human car
myself.
wash, basically.
Yes. And then in the morning,
You know, a hand
it does
wash-
your makeup.
Just like car wash, hand wash is always better than going into the machine.
Your machine can get into all the nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
So that's what you would do. That's what you would develop.
it would be like,
These are the issues that Christine
Jetsons?
wants to
The Jetsons.
solve.
Yes.
right? It was like they steam you and you're all dressed and pressed and ready to
I
go.
don't know.
So-
How about I'll just buy t.o.p. and he could wash you every day.
Oh, that's actually a much better idea.
There you go.
But you just
Okay.
said you didn't want a hand wash.
So I'll cut his hands off and make him robotic hands. So he'll be there, but the hands that wash you will be the robots that you want.
So soothing.
Yeah.
So nice.
What do you want?
Luxuries.
Just luxury.
Luxuries.
What would
Actually,
you
you
get?
haven't, yeah.
Yeah, what would you get?
I would go traveling.
With that much money, the limiting factor just becomes time. The world is just too big, you know.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
that's chump change. Like even like millions of dollars, going on a trip somewhere is just like
It's
like a few
pennies.
thousands. Yeah, it's like
it's not that bad. So you just go a few places for like a few days and you just flip all around. And then you can buy whatever you want, and then you can get like vacation homes.
that would be like a dent.
Would you fly in a, like, your own jet or your
Oh,
own...
no.
Yeah, buy your own
No.
plane.
Would you really buy your own plane? I mean, I get the luxury part of it, but they're kind of scary because aren't those the ones
you
that
wanna rent
normally
one?
crash?
I would buy the
You
the
buy, like,
Boeing or
the
the Airbus.
whole-
Yeah, I buy the entire like Airbus
actually not
like
a bad
380.
idea.
Yeah, and then gut it. Put a basketball court in there. So you gotta start, girl. You gotta
Yeah,
think
yeah.
bigger.
Big.
She's like, oh, I want to go to like Mexico.
Okay, this is coming from someone who's never traveled first class, so.
Okay.
She's like, economy, middle seat, back.
Well, also
As
when
long
you're
as
really
it's a free
tiny.
it's a free ticket, so that'll be great, right?
That's very respectable. That's
good.
Yes, and then more for my friends, so you're welcome, guys.
But wouldn't you want a basketball court in your plane? An Olympic-sized pool in your plane? Girl, you gotta
Yeah,
think
yeah.
bigger.
I would go pool over basketball court, but pool would not be very smart.
You know, as I'm in my plane, I just want to buy another plane just to fly next to me so I can look at another plane. If I ever got to a point where I had like a surplus of money, like a lot of it, I would build myself like an indoor basketball court.
That's it?
We're
Really?
not talking about a surplus of money. We're talking about $1.5 billion.
Okay, fine. The basketball court will be made out of gold.
In your apartment?
Oh, not in my apartment.
I know.
How
So
big is your apartment?
No.
talk about...
Well, see, okay, here's the other thing. I act like mansions actually scare me.
Oh, yes, but they're so cool.
Large spaces scare me. So whenever like growing up, like my friends had like big houses and like they were like sleepovers at night, I would like be so terrified.
You were terrified of the weirdest...
Well, then
I
that
mean, I
means
get
it's-
it, but it's like...
Do you guys like big houses?
not if I'm by myself.
I would
See?
fill it with a lot of good things. So I was thinking like
That
I would
still be
just,
scary.
I would have a yogurt land room, and then I would also have a candy room.
So
a
you know
cereal
how many
room.
murders can
You're
hide
talking-
in your Yogurtland room
I
or
think
a
when-
cereal room?
I feel like murders that come into my house would be like, oh,
oh my
You know-
god, yogurt!
this is
Never
so
mind,
nice.
just
I
kidding.
wouldn't kill
You know,
You should just buy them all.
No, I don't want to live in a mall.
But like,
What if it were your closet? Like you walk in Nordstrom, you look at all the different floors. If this was my closet, you have a whole floor for shoes, a whole floor for.
Okay, why don't you talk
Right?
about that?
Well, add it to the list.
So you said basketball court?
honestly, like I don't think that's expensive, but yeah. I'm a simple man.
You say that now because you don't actually have the money, but when you do, I can see you spend it excessively.
You see how I live. I live
Exactly. You
I-
throw a lot of big parties.
No, I don't. But
I'm
material.
just saying you would.
No, so, okay, actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
experiences.
I would spend them on experiences. I'm not a very
Yeah.
material person. But I'd be like Great Gatsby without the mental
sound like-
depression.
Would you make everyone dress like that?
That'd be fun. Wouldn't that be fun? Costume parties? Would you guys come? See?
What about like just naked parties?
Sure.
Those can happen too.
It happened at your mansion.
I was thinking that I would have a maybe 4-bedroom house on every major city of the world. We're talking about like I handled all the good deeds I could and the family, right? So now,
There's never enough good deeds, Wes.
right? And then when I'm not in those houses, I would let people use it like as home base for whatever they're doing.
Wes timeshare.
I would have one form of every transportation. I have a plane, a boat, some
train?
kind of something with wheels, and then the most exciting part is I developed a facility where I never have to buy something from another person anymore. Any new technology would be built in that place instead of taken from somewhere else.
So that'll be fully customized. to
Fully,
Lego.
fully custom, fully personalized. Also, that can function as a research lab for other good things.
I like how you sprinkle in all these
Yeah,
like
no,
for
there's
good things
and
and
then
good things.
I would probably do some kind of like Noah's Ark thing because the world will end.
Not during your lifetime.
That's
Oh, so you're building it for the future.
yeah, for the
Oh.
future. You know, there's that place that they house all the seeds of every living plant.
Really?
So in case something happens, they can go there.
What about the
it's
animals?
Crazy.
Oh, very
I don't think
nice.
they can handle animals yet.
Would your facility also have that?
It'd be like a backup of that. Okay, I'll work on the animal version.
I'll work on the YouTube version.
What does that mean?
Make sure all the YouTube videos are safe. Because we
Because
can't.
they're so endangered.
Your arc is this big and it's just a USB drive.
Hey, to have a USB drive that could handle all the information, that's some pretty advanced technology.
That is true. That
So
is true.
my facility could build your shower, which we already talked
Yes.
about, right?
Oh, you're gonna
happening.
give that to her?
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes, you saw it.
I don't know if
It's
I can
happening.
guarantee top with the cutoff hands.
I'll develop like a talent agency that can find the next t.o.p so that you can always have.
No, you don't need to find anything with that money anymore. Make it yourself.
Wes sounds like a mad scientist right now, guys. I know it sounds like really charitable,
Hi.
but it's kind of sounding like he wants to take over the world.
Like you said, I want to rent Hawaii. It's like, no, build your own Hawaii.
But it takes time, and then I have to hire
like you
people if
want
I don't want to think
now.
about it. It's real.
What if you can make, no offense, what if you can make a better Hawaii?
Shots
he,
fired.
he just talked about your country.
Let me say this.
Shots
A
fired.
Hawaii that was untouched before everyone came in and made it and exploited it and made it this
Virgin
hotel.
Hawaii.
Yeah, but everyone can agree that was better.
I don't really like
Tourist
nature
Hawaii.
I want Virgin Hawaii.
Why are you going to Hawaii?
because they have hotels there.
Oh, she wants a
Be
hotel.
comfortable
Buy
with
your
air
own
conditioning.
island and make your own hotel on there.
You know,
Boom.
this should actually be very encouraging to you because I think your goals are actually much more in reach than you think.
You're talking about right now?
You
Like
want
they exist.
a hotel room.
The hotel for myself.
Yeah, for a little bit.
But until
You want no one in your hotel? That's scary.
You wouldn't like it.
I don't really like
In
it.
Sydney, you had your own room.
Yeah.
She got scared. She had her own room on a separate floor, and she's like, "Can I come to your guys' room tonight?"
You guys, they kept saying like, Christina, don't turn around. There'll be someone behind you.
I'm really sad now because we can't do any of this stuff.
This is why you don't make the list.
exactly keep expectations low.
Exactly.
No, you look at it, it inspires you.
She'll have an adjusted version. I feel like my adjusted version is.
Playing on someone else's basketball court.
I guess
the park.
I could rent out exclusively for like a gym. I could do that now.
Yeah, you can travel, just not in those means yet, but you can still travel to
Okay.
the world.
You can. You are you.
You do customize your own thing. It's just you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are doing it right now.
And you're paying for it yourself.
I can go to Yogurtland anytime.
Yeah.
I eat candy. I
Great.
mean, I'm pretty much living the life.
And messages, we're already very wealthy and rich in our own right.
There
Yes,
it is.
that is
Who
true.
needs $1.5 billion?
All right, I hope you guys liked us debating what the best use of money is. But leave a comment on what's the first thing you would buy or the first thing you would spend your money on if you won $1.5 billion.
New episodes of Lunch Break every Thursday. Follow us all on Instagram and Snapchat, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.